go. The time has come for the main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime! With the rematch and unification of the WBA IBF Heavyweight Championship of the World, 12 rounds of boxing scheduled. We first present our referee in charge, the third man in the ring, working in this his 44th world title bout, Mitch Halpern. All right, fans, here we go, introducing to you first on my left, the defending world champion for the WBA in the red corner, entering the ring wearing purple trunks, hailing from and representing his hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. He weighed in at a ready 214 pounds with a record of 34 wins, 3 losses. He has 24 wins coming by way of knockout. He is only the second man in history to have captured the heavyweight crown 3 times. Please welcome the former undisputed cruiserweight world champion, the former undisputed heavyweight world champion. Here is boxing's warrior spirit, the WBA heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Evander, the real deal, Holyfield. Across the ring on my right is the defending IBF heavyweight champion, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing green trunks and hailing from Detroit, Michigan. He weighed in at 223 pounds, boxing's very first southpaw heavyweight champion. He has compiled a record of 39 wins, 1 loss, 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the former light heavyweight world champion, now in his second reign as heavyweight title holder, introducing the IBF heavyweight champion of the world, known as Double M, Michael Murera. Once again, our referee in charge, Mitch Halpern.
This will be a clean fight. Protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. You guys have any questions? Okay, that's not low right there, okay? That is. All right? Touch gloves. Good luck.
Around 18,500 on hand to witness this title unification. Evander Holyfield, he told us he really wanted to quit, but 2 things kept him fighting. One was the Lord, and the other his quest to unify all 3 major heavyweight titles in the ring. His opponent, Michael Murera. He feels great, he says. Arthroscopic surgery on his right shoulder following the Vaughn Bean fight in March. No factor. Rumors that he injured his hands in training, he says, untrue. Here we go, round 1. Watch out for headbutting and possibly stepping on feet because of Murera's southpaw style. Over the years, opponents have complained about Holyfield's headbutts, led, of course, by Mike Tyson. Holyfield claims that Murera's lefty stance generates the headbutting.
This first round, ever so important for both fighters. If Holyfield gets fought behind Michael Moore's jab a lot, it's going to be a long night, and vice versa. If Michael Murera can't get out of the way of Evander's stuff, it's going to be a shorter night.
Holyfield wants to drag Murera into a brawl. Remember, even though Murera fights in a southpaw stance, he's really a righty. His left hand is quite weak. His real power is in his right jab. Murera not really known for his speed, somewhat flat-footed. He could be in trouble early if Holyfield wages an assault and fights from close range.
Right now, it's a jabbing contest. Evander's throwing a nice jab. Michael Moore's not throwing a bad jab. There's the right-hand counter that Evander's got to be effective with. The left hook in the right hand. And Michael Murera trying to get the left hand down the pipe.
Murera will have to hurt Holyfield early to gain some success. There's a combination by Evander Holyfield, but not much effect on Murera.
They're keeping that distance. We talked about in the telestrator earlier with Bobby. That distance is there, but the right jab has got to be established by Murera, and he's been throwing it out, but not as hard as he did in the first fight. The first fight, it was a gonging, resounding jab, and it's not that right now. He's fighting a little tentative, is Murera.
Right now, Evander's being very effective with his counters. 4, 5, and 6 punches. His right hand is finding the mark much more quickly than it did in the first fight. He looks a whole lot better.
What do you think about the flab around the belly of Murera?
You know, Michael Murera was very heavy, and they let the weight come down naturally to wherever he was comfortable. But my problem with that is this. If you're a young man, still under the age of 30, and you're not really leaned out, how much work did you really do, or was your diet that bad? Both of them are bad signs.
There was nothing good to be gleaned from that, not at all. And it is loose fat.
Murera coming in heavy. He is a good technician in the ring.
And bear in mind, both men got heavy punches. I don't care what they say. Both these guys knock out people. Heavy.
And many feel that Murera would crumble if Holyfield really challenges him, just jumps on him with a big physical attack. Here comes Murera.
You know, it was a good right hook. It was more of a balance shot, I think, than it was a big hard shot.
Back comes Holyfield with uppercuts.
No, I think it was more of a balance shot where he caught him on the side of the head.
Two squared up, boss.
Hands up at all times.
Right shoulder.
Listen. Don't throw the right uppercut when you're outside. Get inside first and then rip it off.
Hands up, boss. Hands up. 1 minute at a time. No water. And remember, you don't have to look for no clean shot either. Vaseline. Vaseline. Let the body use his leg.
Let's take a look at Holyfield getting hit on the side of the head. See, he did get hit, and he went back. It was a balance, a little bit of a balance, but it also was a resounding hard shot.
It was a good right hook to the temple, but I think balance had a lot to do with the movement.
You can't take anything off that, and he felt it.
Good first round action. But Murera scored the best punch with just 15 seconds remaining. Round number 2. Remember, Mike Tyson called Evander Holyfield the best counterpuncher he'd ever seen.
Evander Holyfield is an excellent boxer, counterpuncher, and boxer puncher.
And a great left hook, too. But here comes Michael Murera trying to smother Evander Holyfield. Then he takes a big step back.
What you have to worry about now for both fighters when this fight unfolds this way is the late rounds, the attrition, the training, where I believe the nod goes to Evander.
Well, we're going to see if it gets to the late rounds, because this doesn't look like it's going to be a late round fight.
Conventional wisdom dictates that a fast-paced fight would favor Holyfield, slow-paced Murera.
I think all that goes out the window when these two guys face each other. We're through speculating. Now it's there.
There's a beautiful right uppercut counter by Evander Holyfield. Murera counters him and he covers nice.
Pretty combination by Michael Murera after the countering shots by Holyfield. So Murera ready to stand right in there and trade.
I thought Evander won the first round. He won the whole round. There's one big punch he got hit at the end. I didn't think it was enough for Murera to take the whole round from him. It's going to be a very cat and mouse type thing, I think, for the first 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah. The thing is that the counter of Evander is wonderful, but Murera fights back 3 and 4 punches at a time. He's not laying down here. This is a very, very competitive first and second round. Murera looks like he wants to jump on top of him and put some punishment on him early.
Get him up, break, step back easy, step back easy.
How about that? Michael Murera lifting Holyfield off the canvas, showing his strength.
He doesn't want to be pushed around like Tyson was, and he said he wasn't going to be. So let's see when he gets to the pushing and the shoving.
Come on, let's head.
Well, that answers some questions right there. Many felt Holyfield stronger than Murera and able to push him around like he did Tyson.
Well, you know, a lot of that had to do to his styles and leverage. Tyson much shorter, his style, the way he moves. Evander used his leverage with his height. Did some very good things with his movement, his feet, and his balance. Michael Murera may just not be the same way.
Low blow by Holyfield, being warned by Mitch Halpern. Halpern did a terrific job, and Tyson Holyfield one stepped away from the rematch after protests from the Tyson camp.
based on the way that turned out, he was glad he did step away.
Mills Lane took over.
I think Murera is doing very well this round.
Yeah, I think this is a Murera round so far.
He's getting his shots in. They both established something. Holyfield in the first, Murera in the second.
Good round for Michael Murera.
Have a good round, Michael. Deep breath. One more? There you go, son. Good job. Now, Mike, the straight left hand's working real well for you. I want you to come back with the hook to the body behind that and then off to the side. Don't stay in front of this guy, you hear me? After your combinations, you got to get off to the side. All right? There you go.
Shoulders and arms, starting the shoulders and arms. Everything open up.
When you get in front of him, you got to take off.
Put your hands off your left feet, one or the other.
Let's hear what Emanuel Stewart has to say.
Well, you know, the fight is moving along the course that I would say would be the worst for Evander Holyfield. There was 3 different styles that the fight could take place, and one would be for Evander to pressure Michael and get over him close, to move around and not to box him at a stationary position, which is what he's doing right now. And if this continues to go along it is, Michael's right jab is going to be a big factor, and his precision little short punches. Evander's fighting the exact wrong fight to be fighting Michael Murera.
Thank you, Emanuel. Murera looking confident and sharp. It was round 2, 3.5 years ago, in which he was knocked down. A countering left hook to the head by Evander Holyfield. He looks very solid, though, right now.
Watch your head, watch your head. Come
They
on.
banged heads again. Evander's trying to work that left hook to the body very well. They banged heads on the inside. That southpaw style, the way they lean over and bend into each other. Sometimes it's the feet, sometimes it's the head.
Holyfield now pressing the attack momentarily, steps back. Evander's left hook to the head.
Evander's left hook is being big.
Right uppercut by Holyfield to the chin of Murera. A straight right hand by Holyfield. Let's see if Murera has answered. Holyfield pouring it on. He scored big with a right hook. Holyfield, though, I believe is cut. Right eye area.
They banged heads. I think it was one headbutt.
Time. In that corner. Come here. Come here.
Here comes the doctor, and here comes bad
Accidental
news.
headbutt. That's called check. Accidental headbutt.
Accidental headbutt.
Mitch Halpern saw it the right way. They banged heads by accident over here.
We mentioned it at the top of round 1. Look out for the headbutting, and Holyfield looks to shake it off. A straight right hand by Evander Holyfield. Perhaps sensing the urgency of the moment, digging in with body shots, Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield's mad right now. He's fighting hard. He's fighting furious.
And he has that urgency. No question about that.
See, on the inside, he's a better fighter. He's more comfortable there. He's a more well-balanced fighter inside, shifting his weight in his arms top to bottom. He moves well on the inside.
The cut instigating the furious assault by Holyfield. Low blow by Murera, then a straight right by Murera, beating Holyfield to the punch there.
Murera's getting his jab in. He's getting his jab in, and that's going to be the key.
That's what really damaged Holyfield in the first fight, aside from the fact that his left shoulder was hurt.
And now with a cut, it's even more reason not to keep eating that jab, and he is eating the jab.
Final seconds of round 3. A round that sees a cut on Evander Holyfield.
There's another butt there. They bang heads again.
Give me that
No weapon formed against you shall prosper, baby.
Don't worry about it.
Here's the water. Here's the water, Holy. No weapon formed against you shall prosper now.
It looks like Holyfield is praying.
I thought the same thing, Steve. I was watching. I gave him that round. He dominated the first minute very strong.
I gave that round to Moore because of his final performance at the end of it.
Yeah, but I thought Evander dominated the first minute so much more superior that he won the round. We different for the first time.
Well, it won't be the last. This is a very good fight, Bobby. Very good.
His eye was cut by Moore in the 5th round of the first fight. And here it happens in the 3rd. We enter round 4. First evidence of blood from Holyfield's right eye about a minute or so into round 3. Jim Strickland assuring him that it was okay, the cut man in Holyfield's corner.
3 straight hard jabs to pick up where he left off. Moore getting confident now. Moore getting very confident behind that jab.
Evander looks like he's been weakened a little bit for some reason.
Let's get it over to Jim Gray quickly.
All right, Steve, I just talked to Flip Pomansky, the attending physician at ringside. He said the cut over Evander Holyfield's right eye is not serious at all right now, and it is not in any jeopardy of stopping the fight as of now. Steve.
But that was a serious left hook by Michael Murera while you were talking, Jim. That sent Holyfield reeling back a bit.
Both men are punching with a great deal of force.
Very competitive fight.
There are no light punches in this fight. They're going at it.
That's the jab that Michael Moore needs to use.
And
that's the one that holds Holyfield at bay.
Holyfield just waiting to counter here. His left hand down. What's he doing?
I don't know what's going on.
What's he doing?
Evander Holyfield looks like he's weakened or something's wrong.
Yep, he does.
He looks so much similar he did in the first fight.
He was very lethargic in the first fight, with all kinds of shoulder problems, the subsequent heart problems.
Let go, break easy.
But saying no excuses coming into this fight. He's 100% physically fit. And now Moore lets up, but comes back with a swift left hook to the side of Holyfield's face. Holyfield smiles in Moore's face. Straight right hand, beauty by Holyfield.
Holyfield blocked that hook with his right hand pretty nicely.
And a countering right by Holyfield, flush on Moore's face. But Moore walked right into that one.
Moore's using a nice jab again.
As soon as he does, Holyfield smiles.
That wasn't a smile. I think that was a scowl.
Yeah.
Holyfield's mad that he's walking into the jab.
And angry, Evander Holyfield coming forward. A short, crisp, straight right. He barrels in on Moore.
Get up in here.
Again, that beautiful left hook. By a left hook by Holyfield. A countering left by Evander Holyfield. Moore comes back. What an exchange.
Moore is pounding on the inside as well. That's not all one way.
Well, this is the fight you wanted, America.
No weapon formed against you shall prosper, Holy.
Give me that sponge.
Look, the ice bag.
Give me the ice bag. Give me the ice bag.
Make the ice bag plastic one and put it behind his head.
Evander, you listening? When you get in front of him, don't throw the right hand so long, short, and quick.
No weapon formed against you
You
shall
hit him
prosper,
with a left
baby.
hook in the body and he held you.
Let's take a look and see if we can, if we can see it. One round to go where that cut might have taken place. They did butt heads there. It didn't look like that big, but anything can happen with
Doesn't
a butt.
have to be big. It's an Iowa scar tissue.
It doesn't.
But the cut over Holyfield's eye seeming not to be a factor in round 4. We enter round 5. Hey, maybe Michael Moore truly does respond better to trainer Freddie Roach's TLC approach than he did to the tough love of Teddy Atlas. We'll see.
Well, I think he's doing very well here. This is a very, very close fight. Either way, whichever way you got it at home, it's close.
And there's the champ. Shades of Holyfield Tyson. The crowd trying to urge Holyfield on.
Holyfield on the inside works nice. He digs that left hook, but he can't let Michael Moore push him back and stuff that jab. The right uppercut on the inside for Michael Moore, also very effective.
We've got a battle going on not only in the ring, but in the stands. Fans yelling Holyfield, then Moore. Holyfield 3 rounds to 1 by virtue of the online scoring. Straight right, followed by a left hook by Moore. Effective punches that landed.
Now, Evander Holyfield, I don't know what he looks like. He's looking for something. He can't find his rhythm, or maybe he's a little tired or something's wrong. He just looks a little off, a little bewildered.
He looks a little tired, and bewildered is the word.
The question is, the distractions, perhaps during the week, are they taking their toll?
I think the biggest toll it's taking right now is Moore's punching him silly. That's what I think he's doing. I mean, he's punching him to the body. That left hook is getting him dizzy. I mean, not the hook, but the jab, the right jab is getting him dizzy.
Or all of the above. Perhaps a combination of things.
And perhaps, remember what we said. This might be the night that he turns old. You just don't know in boxing. He's right now apparently leading this fight.
A lot of blood around the eye of Evander Holyfield, and it is target practice for Michael Moore with that right jab.
We talked about that jab being key. Evander Holyfield has not neutralized it as much as he was supposed to.
Oh, a left hook by Michael Moore, and that stung Holyfield.
You know, every man's got a bullet with his name on it. Michael Moore just might be the bullet. But if it,
A straight right hand, Holyfield, and down goes Moore out of nowhere. 5, 6. Moore looks over to his corner and says he's okay. 13 seconds to go. Fortunately for Moore, it's at the end of the round. They resume with 8 seconds.
At that smashing right hand. That was enough to put away anybody.
And Michael Moore did the right thing by going down and catch his rest. You watch that right hand. Evander Holyfield sets him up, throws a right hand right down the middle. You'll see a jab, an uppercut, jab, bang. And down he goes.
You hear the crowd reacting to the big screen.
Well, there's no question. As we just keep your eye on the right hand. There it is. It's just a perfect punch where it should be. Just when Moore was starting to have his way, things changed.
It happened 2:35 in, round 5. Moore down from a right on the chin. Here we go, round 6. The second time Moore is down against Evander Holyfield in the 2 fights. Look out! WWF tactics by Michael Moore. Apologizing to Holyfield.
Let's go, come on, let's go. Keep it clean.
I'm not sure what that was about.
Boy, just about everything has happened to Evander Holyfield in the ring. What's next?
Well, there's no parachutes available.
Oh, but at least he can't come through the roof. Well,
the whole promotion, ironically, has been marked by the politeness and respect for each other. But that goes out the window in the ring.
Right now we see that Moore is not punching with the intensity he had just when he was getting on that road where it looked like he was finding the range, and it looked like Holyfield was slowing down.
Look at these doubling up with left hooks by Holyfield. Ferocious shots by Holyfield.
Holyfield with a nice triple left hook there. Started in the body, then a double up top to the head. That's the punch that was the nemesis for Moore the first time. This time was a straight right hand.
But Moore comes right back inside against Holyfield.
He's just not punching hard. He's not punching as hard. He needs this round to recover, I believe.
Moore knocked down in the last round late. Eye of Evander Holyfield bloody, the right side.
Evander Holyfield does look tired to me, though, gentlemen. I don't know what. It just seems to be something's off. It seems like he has a repeat in the first fight. Maybe Michael Moore just is the nemesis because he was down in both fights, but Evander has not looked strong in both.
Well, Moore has dished out his share of punishment and has taken steam out of Holyfield. Holyfield wincing, trying to get the blood out of his right arm.
Well, this has turned out to be a super heavyweight fight. Both guys equally matched. Any one can take the other out in a minute. So now we got drama. We got bleeding. We got tiring Holyfield and a guy who has dropped Moore. Excellent, excellent drama.
That blood is bothering Holyfield. He's trying to rub it away. It's getting into the right eye.
Let's not forget, if they stop this on cuts because of an accidental bite, we still go to the scorecards.
If an accidental foul occurs before the end of the fourth, the fighters rule the technical draw after the end of the fourth. Indeed, to the card. It's round 6.
Holyfield surprised a little bit by not opening up and going right after Moore when he had him down. He's let him off the hook.
They thought it was a low blow from the Moore corner by Holyfield.
That was not a low blow, though. That was on the belt and above. The belt is legal.
Holyfield able to block that left hook. That's something he was unable to do for most of the first fight. Because of injury.
Get in your rhythm. Get in your rhythm. Come on, sit down. Give him the sponge. Ice bag. Put it behind me.
You ain't putting the punches together, baby. You got to have your punches put together now. You're getting too tall, too.
Keep that close.
Hey, stay small and put your punches together, baby, to get this guy out of here.
Don't try too hard. It's going to come.
Here's the water. When you're small, you're powerful. When you're small, you're powerful. Here, drink this one. Drink this one.
Well, it's his technique born out of desperation, I think. Yeah, he was a linebacker in his day. But I wouldn't like to lift him like that. That's heavy work. I don't think that does Moore any good at all.
Personally, I'm too lazy.
Well, let's see what Mr. Holyfield's got in mind for Mr. Moore.
Emmanuel Stewart, you've trained both these guys. Your thoughts at this point?
Well, you know, the way the fight is going right now is, to me, still favoring Michael Moore. Even though Evander's been looking good, Michael seems to be more sturdy, and this is the pace and the distance that he likes to operate from. Evander should either start moving from side to side, either go strictly to the inside and try to fight from inside. But at this stage that he's fighting in, Michael Moore seems much more stabilized, much more comfortable, and that right jab is becoming more and more of a big factor in the fight.
All right, Emmanuel, thank you very much. Halfway through the bout, could be some interesting scoring.
You know, Holyfield wasting a lot of energy jumping around and bouncing like that. He could step and just be as easy, you know, moving from side to side. He's trying to get into a rhythm, though. You heard Don Turner say get into a rhythm. Maybe this is his rhythm, a la Terry Norris, but I just don't see it.
Guys, your unofficial numbers at the halfway mark.
I have got Michael Moore and Holyfield tied.
I have Holyfield ahead by a couple of points with the knockdown.
Look out! Moore's in trouble. A straight right hand by Holyfield, looking to put Moore down.
And this time he doesn't have enough time to sweat it out.
There was a delayed reaction here. Moore almost went down and refound his balance. Again, it's the toughness is what we're talking about. The good and the tough both can give good beatings. But who's tougher? There's another stagger.
Moore momentarily days in the left hook. Again, wobbles him. He's being rocked. A straight right hand pushes Moore back. Moore has been staggered.
Too much time. Too much time. Moore has got too much time to kill. Holyfield should attack with everything.
Both fighters are squared up fighting, but they're very tired.
A 15-second barrage by Evander Holyfield. He continues to come forward and down goes Moore. Down to 1 lead. Second knockdown for Holyfield.
5, 6, 7, 8.
He gets up on 8, but he has 55 seconds.
He looked at his corner real hard, and everybody said, get up. So he did.
Could this be the end? Moore in dire trouble. 40 seconds ago, right up the gut, down he goes again. There's no 3 knockdown rule.
This is headed toward a 10-7 round.
6, 7. Hey, give me, you all right?
Down at 155, again at 220. Can he survive the final 25 seconds? Back comes Holyfield in furious fashion. Looking to end it here in round 7. Murera fighting back with all his heart. A right on the temple. Uppercut, left hook by Holyfield.
Michael Murera is taking some big shots, and he's fighting back.
He's going to make it.
And there's the bell. Murera gets through it.
Whoa.
Nice deep breath, son. Get some ice on his neck, please. Some water. And top.
Yeah, work the ice well.
Nice deep breath, Michael. There you go.
How you doing? You okay?
All right, let's take a look at that first punch that gets him in trouble. It's a hook, and you see him, it's just too much for him. 2 right hands. It looks like he's on the way down, and all he needs is to finish it.
Now you'll see the first knockdown. Evander Holyfield knows he has his man in trouble. Michael Murera trying to sustain. Right uppercut on the inside. Beautifully timed, right between the gloves. Perfect shot.
All right, this is second knockdown, apparently second knockdown, and that, again, is the fact that a nice uppercut came in there, right uppercut. I'll tell you one thing, you can't question his guts.
Michael Murera down 3 times in the fight, twice in the 7th. We enter into round 8. Well, he certainly sheds that heartless, lackluster tag tonight. Michael Murera in the green.
And people who thought they might see a dull fight can forget it. This is excitement in the heavyweights.
I had that last round 10-7, which gives Evander a commanding lead. 2 times, almost 3.
And here's how the online viewers see it. 6-1 Holyfield through 7.
He's absolutely far, far ahead. About the only way he can lose this now is to get knocked out himself.
I have it 4-2 and 1 even.
A frantic assault in the last round by Evander Holyfield, putting Murera to the canvas twice. But he couldn't finish him off. Murera showing a lot of guts.
Watch your head, come on, watch his head.
You know that thing I was talking about earlier, the good and the tough, both good fighters. Evander tougher than Michael Murera. The difference, it is clearly the difference here tonight.
All right, great. Step back. Easy, gentlemen. No punch, no punch.
Well,
no
if there was
punch.
a question about Moore's conditioning because of his fat, those 3 knockdowns kind of answer the question. He may be fat, but he's got guts and he's got conditioning. Back here fighting. Now the question is, how far does Holyfield get tired? We've seen him get tired in almost every fight except the Tyson fight. Now let's see what happens.
Break, no punch, no punch. Good.
Sometimes Holyfield needs to get hit to get it going, and that's what we saw here tonight. That was blocked partially, but there it goes again. Combination. He's down for the 4th time. Michael Murera rolling around the canvas with a minute to go in the
8. 7. 8. You okay?
Really upset with himself. He gets up at 8 again. He'll have 50 seconds to survive. It happened 151 in a round 8. Down for the 4th time, Michael Murera.
Holyfield is fighting like a great champion.
That wobbled Michael Murera again.
Michael Moore's legs are not totally under him. He's not sturdy. Right now you see him, he's leaning off to the side. Michael Murera is getting hurt by Evander.
1 or 2 more punches could end it for Holyfield.
Well, he's delivered them and it doesn't do anything.
25 seconds and counting.
Look who's going back.
Look at Murera waving Holyfield on. He is game.
I'll tell you what, if he loses here tonight, he'll gain more fans and friends with this fight than he has in many of his victories.
Michael Moore's stock goes up regardless.
Yes, indeed.
Look at that right uppercut to the chin by Holyfield. Oh, there he goes for the 5th time.
This fight's over, gentlemen. This
The bell ends the round.
What an incredible fight. A few more of those, and the corner's going to have to start asking, do you want to send this guy back out for more of that?
Now I believe Michael Murera cannot win a decision because he's too far in the hole. Every round, 2 points, 3 points.
Look at me, Michael.
Look at Flip.
How you know it's okay?
It's over. The fight's over right now.
It just ended as we started this replay. They are waving it off. Michael Murera cannot answer the bell for round 9. It is all over after 5 knockdowns.
I think that was a lot of Freddie wrote to. We're still looking at replay. So
This is the second knockdown. What a beautiful right uppercut. That really started it. The hook. Oh, boy, look at this. It's just a tremendous amount of combinations, all on the money, perfectly executed by Evander Holyfield.
And that was right at the bell. You know, there was 3 seconds left when he hit the canvas. So on the whole reels, I mean, it was overwhelmed. Boy, but what a heart on Michael Murera. Let us never doubt his heart again.
What did Drew Carey say? If it ended in the 8th round, he'd be doing very well.
Yeah, well.
I said between 8 and 9, and what is it exactly? Between 8 and 9.
Bobby, a vicious assault